Hello, Bryan Colter here, evolutionary astrologer, for another horoscope report for the upcoming Aquarius new moon that happens tomorrow on the 21st. I'm a little late to the party here, but really I'll be describing the energy throughout the rest of January and into early February. Before we get to that though, quick announcement. Unfortunately, on Instagram, there's someone running around with a fake account that looks very similar to my name, but it's a little different, pretending to be me, reaching out to all my followers, trying through a direct message, trying to sell them readings, which of course is a total scam. They're trying to rip you off. So if you've received any of those messages, please report them to Instagram so the account gets deleted. They've been up to this for a couple of weeks now and actually have stolen from some people. So it's really unfortunate, but that's the way things are. And if you'd like to join my Instagram account, I don't post on there too often, but I will put a link below to all my social media in the show description. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the chart here and understand the music of the spheres and how that's affecting not only the collective, but us on a personal level. Okay, so here's the chart for the 21st, the new moon. And the most dramatic thing right away that we notice is 4 of the 10 planets are all in Aquarius. And one of the planets that is said to rule Aquarius, Saturn, is in its own sign. So a lot of Aquarian energy. Not only that, the very next day on the 22nd, the other planet, the more modern ruler of Aquarius, Uranus, which has been very much a headliner really for the last couple of years and still is now, is ending its retrograde motion and it's about to go direct. It's effectively stationed right now. So whenever a planet stations and then changes direction, it is on absolute steroids. So Uranus is very strong right now, stationing. The other ruler, Saturn, in its own sign, 4 planets in Aquarius. Okay, you know, this chart is hitting us over the head with this archetypal complex. And of course, the question is, what do we do with that? Now, what I said in the last video, which I want to repeat here real quickly, is these energies, especially this really cements on the 22nd, when Uranus goes direct, these planets are moving quite quickly. Over the last week or two, we had Mars and Mercury end their retrograde, and now they're moving forward. And these are a couple speedy planets, especially Mercury, which is the fastest planet. And we also have Jupiter in a fire sign, which is a very active sign, going at light speed, as fast as Jupiter really goes, through the rest of the sign. So it'll be in Aries for the next 5 months, which is pretty fast for Jupiter. So it's going to blow right through the sign. So speed, mobility, this is a dynamic, kinetic blast of energy, a moving forward energy. And things are just going to move very, very quickly. This year is a year of great change. I've said that before. A major year of change, and it's just going to blow right by, especially now with this new moon. Now, besides this Aquarian blast of energy, we also have Pluto, which archetypally is known as the god of hell and the lord of the underworld, the great planet of extremes and transformation, is in a very tight conjunction with this new moon, both the sun and the moon. And you can tell here it is at 28 degrees, almost 28.5 degrees of Capricorn. There's 30 degrees in each sign, so it's about to change into Aquarius. Now, it hasn't changed signs since 2008 when it entered into Aquarius, so it spends a long time in a sign, and this planet is, very generational in the sense of it spends so long in one sign that there is a major generational shift when it changes signs, which it's going to do for the first time in late March. It'll dip its toes in Aquarius late March until June. So we want to contemplate during this new moon especially, it's like, what is Pluto wrapping up? The planet of extremes and transformation, bringing out the woundedness within the collective associated with the sign that it's currently in, which is Capricorn. So the death and rebirth sequence, the phoenix diving into the ashes to come up reborn, that's beautiful imagery for Pluto. And we associate that with Capricorn within the collective. This is basically about the death of old powers, the death of the dark side of the patriarchy. We're trying to transform into a different relationship to power in the world, to more high-end Capricorn, the extreme low end, the dark side of the patriarchy, trying to transform into the high-end expression of Capricorn, which is more integrity, wisdom, and strength and accountability. So this death and rebirth sequence, again, started around 2008, okay? And it really hit this crescendo over the last couple of years, especially in 2020, when Saturn met it in the sky. Okay, 2020 was a rough year. We're really seeing the dark side of the Capricorn there. And that's all about to shift and change as it enters in Aquarius in March 2023. So, one way of thinking about this is Pluto is trying to wrap up Capricorn right now. Now, there'll be more to say about Pluto, but let's talk about the new moon itself. And this is a supermoon. And what a supermoon means is the moon is closest to Earth as it can get right now. And one of the ways that this is very impactful for us here on Earth is, this gets a little bit mystical here, but the astral body of Earth and the astral body of the moon, when the moon gets super close, they actually overlap and connect with each other, okay? And this is why the moon has historically been represented as heart, as soul, as our emotional world. And our emotional world is a part of our astral body and the astral dimension, or fourth dimension, which is the dimension of emotions, sentiments, and desires. So the astral plane, when these two planets are super close, right, moon and Earth, the astral bodies connecting with each other. Within the fourth dimension, or the astral plane, all the entities within it are going a bit haywire. So if you're sensitive to the energies of the astral, like if you've got a strong Neptune in your chart, or a lot of Pisces or 12th house energy, which are all symbols which aren't interchangeable but do suggest a strong psychic sensitivity in you, during this time, if you experience some strange things going on, like maybe you see a ghost, or you have some really bizarre dreams, which is connected to the astral, or perhaps trouble sleeping, don't worry. This is associated with the hyperactivity going on there as these two planetary bodies on this fourth dimensional spectrum connect with each other. And also, it's a great opportunity to meditate and to do things involving the astral, if that's something that interests you, like dream training or dream journaling, or learning how to astral project, or, lucid dreaming, things like this. Now, the new moon is about new beginnings, ultimately. So it's very useful to look at your own chart, to recognize where you have Aquarius in your own chart, and then you can pinpoint where this new moon is happening for you. If you don't know how to do that, I do sell a 40-minute tutorial on my website. It's actually on sale right now. I'll put a link above if you're interested, because if you can learn where this new moon, or really any of these planets, are activating particular areas of your own personal chart, this is a way that you can more consciously and directly work with these archetypal influences in your own life. I'll give you a quick example. For me, the early degrees of Aquarius are in my 6th house. Okay, so this new moon is happening in my 6th house. Now, the 6th house operates on multiple levels, as most of the houses do. And the 6th house is known as the house of health and well-being and responsibilities and your routines in life. So one thing I've started to do during this new moon is a water fast, which is a very 6th house activity. So I've started to do that. Another aspect of the 6th house is it's known as the house of service. I like to call it the house of karma yoga, taking action through selfless service and finding meaningful work and giving of your energy and generating good karma and all that. That's a more spiritual component of the 6th house. And along with the, more physical water fast, I'm also going to be starting, perfect time for an announcement here, this Sunday, just a couple days from now, and every Sunday afterwards, I'm going to be doing a guided meditation on Zoom. You're all welcome to join. It's totally free. I'll put the Zoom link before if you want to join us. It's every Sunday at 4 p.m. UK time, which is, I think, 8 a.m. Pacific in the US, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. UK. I'm not sure what it would be in Hawaii or Australia. Probably be in the middle of the night, but that's the time I'm working with now. That may be subject to change later. But every Sunday at 4 p.m., I'll be doing a guided meditation live, doing the same meditation every time. It's known as Twin Hearts meditation, one of my favorite meditations, which actually is a very sixth house meditation because it's a meditation of service where we get together as a group and send healing energy to Earth. Because, you know, within the collective, the astrology can fall into the trap of being overly predictive, you know, where and it's tempting for me sometimes to try to predict what's going to happen in the future, which is dubious at best because the future is not fixed. It's probabilistic. So the future we create, we actually co-create. And the higher we can raise our consciousness, the more likely we are to create the more beneficial outcome and bump onto a more positive timeline. So this Twin Hearts meditation that we're going to be doing together every week will help to send loving energy to others. It's just a beautiful meditation. It's very heart-centered on the heart chakra, the crown chakra. That's why it's called the Twin Hearts. And we'll be doing that every week. So please join me if you're interested. Now, let's go back to Aquarius here. So Aquarius is a rebellious energy. It's known as the rebel, the revolutionary, the genius. There's an inventive quality about it. It is very much about being free, having agency, being unique, being comfortable in one's own unique gifts. And it does have this impulse towards freedom and individuation. Now, this being prevalent now, you know, this energy is so strong, people more likely to buck the system and go more towards this freedom-oriented direction. This is really, though, just a sneak peek of our future because Pluto's entering Aquarius, as I said, in mid to late March. And when Pluto, the planet of extremes, lights up Aquarius, it's going to ramp up that energy even more because, you know, Pluto does bring about that generational change energy. And so, yeah, with Aquarius so active right now, next to Pluto in the sky, we're going to get a little sneak peek preview of what's to come. This Aquarius energy to break free from the coercions of power. Here, Pluto's still in the sign of power, Capricorn. It's very interesting. Just a few days ago, you know, the sun was, you know, in the later degrees of Capricorn over the last week or so, and it was inching its way towards Pluto. And as soon as that started to happen, we had very powerful people meet in a specific location in the world, and they're still doing it right now, to discuss how to exercise power and how to create this new vision for humanity, which is posed as a good thing, you know, presented as a good thing. But it's really more restrictive and controlling, which again is the dark side of Capricorn, okay? Now, will this future controlling dream work? Again, future is not fixed, but all the signs are pointing to no, absolutely not, you know, because Aquarius is, again, the energy of resistance to control through that Aquarian archetype, which is just way too strong right now, and even when Pluto enters the sign. So Pluto right now in Capricorn really bringing out the extreme dark side of it, you know, which is connected to things like centralization, globalization, consolidation of power, elitism, okay? And this really hit an extreme again in 2020 when Pluto lined up with Saturn in the sky. We all know how 2020 went. Very restricting, very controlling. The people who had massive wealth, the companies that had massive wealth got infinitely richer. It's just like, you know, it was a very rough year for the collective, okay? And much of this energy, even now, is focused on the USA. Of course, this is rippling out in all corners of the world. But Pluto's having, or excuse me, the USA is having its Pluto return because the Pluto in USA's birth chart is right at 28 degrees. So the Pluto return is happening there, suggesting a great death and rebirth for the US as well, okay? Now, in terms of elitism, the dark side of the patriarchy coming out in full battle dress now, we talk about Aquarius, which is the sign of, in a lot of ways, you could say the sign of the collective. And this dark side of Capricorn is not what people want, you know. People want the more higher octave expression of Capricorn, which is more about transparency, responsibility, accountability, ownership of all the mistakes that we've made over the last few years. You know, that's high in Capricorn, that accountability factor. And then also through Aquarius, it's more about decentralization. You know, crypto is a great example of this. You know, it's it has its flaws. I'm not trying to be a major advocate for crypto, but it is a decentralized currency. And even the Capricorn impulse is trying to take advantage of that and trying to create a centralized digital currency, which is very frightening. You know, I don't think it'll work, but that's what they're attempting to do. So, you know, when Pluto enters Aquarius, going more towards decentralization, so the few at the top don't have all the power. You know, I've mentioned this before, and I'm going to continue to bang this drum for a long, long time. We are entering into a whole new world. Starting this year, 2023, especially in March, but even right now, starting this year all the way until 2026, we're having major astrological events happening one after another, where all the outer slow-moving planets are all changing signs within a few years of each other, which is very, very rare. So we're entering into a totally new world, and right now the old ways of control has to crumble so we can make way for a new beginning, an Aquarian new age. So far I've been talking very big picture, you know, what this means for humanity and moving forward over the next few years into this new life, this new way of being, but stepping the energy down to a more personal level, which is really the heart of evolutionary astrology. It's like, how can we work with these energies directly for our own betterment and evolution? Well, with Aquarius, really it's about honoring your own inner rebel, your own inner genius, your own uniqueness, and the special gift that you're to bring to the world. And you can understand the nature of that gift through a deep analysis of your personal birth chart, which is the blueprint of your own psyche. It highlights what it feels like to be you, how those gifts are meant to be manifested, where and in what areas of your life you're meant to grow through the most over the entirety of the lifetime. It's a very specific blueprint for you in this lifetime so that you can understand and really just be reminded of the uniqueness of your journey. Now, a little grace note, maybe not such a little one, but we have the planet Jupiter, I mentioned it before, moving very quickly through Aries. It's at 4 degrees of Aries, and it's in this beautiful sextile 60-degree angle with the new moon. And sextiles are supportive. They're beneficial if we work with them, because you can just sleep through them because they're there to support us, but they aren't as energetically charged as some of these other aspects. So here you have this beneficial aspect with Jupiter, which is known as the greater benefic. And the way I like to work with this through the evolutionary lens is increasing your faith in your own abilities. So you have this unique gift, this genius gift that you're to bring to the world, to explore and extend it so that others might benefit for what you're bringing, the energy you're bringing out. So the planet of faith and belief, Jupiter, a good evolutionary question is, how am I underestimating my own special gift in the world? You know, how might I be fearful or holding back from my own inner genius? Okay. And the more you explore and probe that question internally and figuring out, okay, where am I undercutting my own value here? Because here it is, Jupiter in the sign of Aries, the warrior. This is an expansive energy to become more warrior-like, really fueled by belief, and a passionate belief in your own capabilities can propel you forward, can expand you forward. But in order to do that fully, you'll probably have to confront your own inner comfort zones and your own insecurities, and you know, make some audacious act of faith on yourself and say, I'm worth it, and move forward. And if you're able to do that, you're working with Jupiter and things work out. It's also known as the lucky planet. It really helps you out in that way. And just to tie in Pluto here, because of course Pluto's right here, We talked about it more as the planet of extremes, but I did introduce it as the planet of the god of hell and transformation. It's really the transformation of our own inner hell worlds and our own woundedness, okay? So we personalize this energy in your own journey, inviting you to think deeply, to process psychologically where in your life, historically, it might even be karmic, where do you have wounding or trauma around how different you are from others, Aquarius? Because sometimes we hold insecurity or doubt about our own inner genius and the gift we're meant to bring out because it's different from other people. And this is why I love astrology. When I was first learning astrology and I was learning about my chart, I came to this realization that, oh, I am a weirdo, and that's okay. You know, it's like I knew all this stuff about me, but in my younger years, I often carried these qualities with insecurity and shame. And astrology helped me to cultivate more self-love in the recognition that, yes, I have this unique path, and to not downplay it as unimportant or anything like that because it's not in alignment with the mainstream or whatever. Like, should I become an astrologer? You know, that's really bucking the mainstream trajectory, you know. So it really helped me to cultivate that self-acceptance as well as acceptance for other people and more love for other people, you know, recognizing they had their own unique paths and journeys as well. But as we navigate through life, through the tribe energy, through the collective, you know, commonly we'll experience some pain, some trauma, and that's Pluto. You know, Pluto represents a woundedness. Here it is representing a woundedness associated with Aquarius, our own individuality. So analyzing and again psychologically processing any rejection, betrayal, and abandonment you may have experienced in your life just from simply being different, and to try to transform any of those painful experiences you might have had around this, and then transmute it into sheer life force energy to propel you down a more individuated path as we enter into this new world. So these are the core evolutionary intentions, with the goal being to expand our consciousness. The meditation we're about to do here, I'm doing a variation of one I did last year. It's called the Authentic Self. It's a perfect meditation to do with Aquarian energy in the mix. And please use headphones for best results because I use a technology called binaural beats, so it'll help you sink into a deeper meditative state. I hope to see many of you on Sunday for a live guided meditation on Zoom. Take care. Let's begin by focusing on the breath. And focus on your nose as you inhale. Feel the air enter into the lungs and feel your belly and chest expand. And with an equally slow exhale, let all the air out. Very slow, rhythmic breathing. We enter into this meditation through the breath. We allow the breath to guide us into body awareness. And on the next inhale, you follow the breath down and continue to move your attention down your left leg, all the way to the big toe of your left foot. Feel the big toe. See if you can feel the toenail of the big toe on your left foot. And now focus on the toe next to the big toe. And then the middle toe. And the toe next to that. And now the little toe. And now move through the left foot. Feel all the tissues and bones and tendons of the left foot. Feel how the energy changes in your foot as you focus on it. And now slowly move up into the left ankle. And into the left calf. And into the left knee. Feel the kneecap. And now move through your left thigh. Left hip. And now move across the pelvic floor to the right hip. And down into the right thigh. Into the right knee. Right calf. Right foot. And then into the little toe of the right foot. The toe next to that. The middle toe. The toe next to that. And now the big toe of your right foot. And feel the toenail of the big toe. And now expand your awareness and feel both of your legs and hips. They might feel warmer now. That's good. It's because you're moving etheric vitality through your legs. Now focus on the lower back. And middle back. And upper back. Up over your shoulders. And now into your chest. Feel the skin of your chest touch the fabric of your shirt. feel the texture of your shirt. Now feel the heartbeat in your chest. And now down into both lungs. And into your solar plexus. And now feel your spleen. And your liver and gallbladder. And into the stomach. Feel the kidneys. And now move your attention up, back through your chest, and now into your right shoulder. Into your right bicep and tricep. Right elbow. Right forearm. Right wrist. Right hand. And feel all of your fingertips. And now back up the right arm, through the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, across the chest, into the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, left hand, and into the fingers. And now back up through the left arm, through the elbow, left shoulder, and up into the neck, the front of the neck, and now the back of the neck, and up the back of the head to the top of the head, and now down to the forehead and into your eyes, nose, cheeks, chin, and mouth. And now feel your whole head area. And visualize a beautiful golden sun in and around your head, shining in all directions. on your next inhale, visualize that golden sun glow as brightly as you can imagine. And now slowly move down to the chest area. And from the middle of your chest, visualize a second golden sun in and around your chest, shining in every direction. And with each inhale, visualize this gold sun in your chest growing bright as you can. And now move your attention to your stomach area and visualize a third golden sun in and around your stomach. And with each inhale, it glows brighter and brighter. And now visualize all three suns at the same time in the stomach, chest, and head. They continue to become more luminous. And slowly they begin to merge into one big sun. You have the light of all the stars within you. As we close this meditation, let's end with this affirmation. I resolve to make a new beginning that's in alignment with my higher self, and I will do what excites my soul.